Hi everyone, it's Ayesha here from God FM, and I want to talk about what is happening with gang stalking victims, MK Ultra, which is becoming a very big phenomenon. Anybody who is a free thinker, a speaker of the truth, somebody who has woken up to what is happening in the world, might be finding that they're just not quite fitting in, they never have, and they're realizing that all sorts of things are, not as we thought. So, as a targeted individual, somebody who is followed, hacked, and stalked, it is conducted by the Neighborhood Watch, and this is run by the Satanists, the devil worshippers, the people who run the world. They will eat people and drink children's blood, and they have millions of people who go missing every year, who they also eat. Anybody who's famous sells their soul, including rock stars, movie stars, and also government leaders. And when they sell their souls, their consciousness is transferred over to a clone. When you sell your soul, you start to die because your life is in your soul. All right. So to feed the clone or the copy of whatever's left of the person after they've sold their soul has to be fed with living beings. And this is a fact, okay? And this is going on across the world. For anyone who wants to know what's going on, the devil runs this world, and so do his demons, all right? What we've got is the real children of God. There was a real set of resets, which were conducted about 1850. And since then, they've been swapping babies around at birth, and it is like a Cinderella story. The real children of God have been placed with satanistic families or pretend families who pretended to be their parents. I don't really know if our parents were real, like alive anymore, like if they did something with embryos and killed our parents. But the real children of God are under attack. They're being terrorized, hacked, stalked, and raped, home invasions, and made out to be crazy. It's a very strategic attack, and it's happening to loads of people. Basically, I'm trying to round up anybody who's under this MK Ultra for interview, and to try and find out who our real parents were. We are the real children of God. This is a fact. Everybody around you knows that. Every part of your life has been manipulated. Your jobs, relationships, everything. That's why you were never able to fit in. You were the black sheep of your family. Because Jesus did say that the devil sows his seed right next to God's seed. And he was trying to tell us all these things in his parable, bless him. Fantastic was Jesus with the way he told us things. Because if he hadn't, I wouldn't be able to have figured it all out. What their main strategy is to augment us and make us into weird creatures. To annihilate the human race, animals and plants, to get us all to take our vaccines. This is to stop us from raising our consciousness and connecting up with the Lord. It is very serious. I do hope you're listening. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not here for my own attention. This is very serious, okay? It really is serious, and I care about everybody. Even those who've hurt me. it seems that what they've done is they've recruited God's own children as well to come against their brothers and sisters, not knowing really who they are, you see, as well. And this is very upsetting because when you've been swapped around at birth and you're made not to be loved, and they've purposely raped you and exposed you to all sorts of trauma as a child, then it can change your structured mindset on the way you look at the world. And it's broken a lot of people. And many people have ended up killing themselves because they've had such a horrible life. Or they've just ended up being abused all their lives, thinking they're a horrible person, but they're not a horrible person. So it's very serious. Okay. And so there's a lot of us, and we're all over the world. And we're the real children of God. And we're meant to be claiming our inheritance. And we're meant to be getting our freedom from this system. The devil's time is up. So I'm calling you to contact me. I want to interview as many victims as possible. The way they've done it is they've done it in such a way that you wouldn't really notice it. You just don't quite fit in. And they purposely send people in to have children with you, just to leave you and make out that you're a bad person, and then turn the whole town against you. In business and anything you do. And they purposely hire anyone who's close to you to participate in this. Because you're a child of God, you're really interesting. You shine the light of God. And you're made very special. So, it's so hard to explain it. We've been called to do jobs here. And we've been basically hindered from doing our jobs here. From doing the work of God here. To bring the kingdom of God here. This is what it's about. But it's also about our inheritance. The promised land of Abraham that we were promised. It's hard to explain it, but because of what happened in the Bible, and the Bible is true, we disobeyed God, our families did, and He wanted to punish us and really show us that we needed God. And it's never been more true than today. We need God so badly. But if you don't ask the right questions, you're not going to get the right answers. And the attack on the real children of God has become so intense. I can just tell you that most of us are homeless or destitute. We're under attack so badly. We just can't operate. We've been studied all our lives. This is through the MK Ultra program. And it is conducted and monitored by all the people you've been surrounding yourself with since birth. There's also memory wipes that go on, so that you can't remember things. They have got technology that we didn't know about, okay? So much to tell you that God has revealed to me. But you may have wondered, why do you feel different? It is because you're different. And people are intimidated by you. People don't know what to make of you. You're real. This is about being real, as in Israel, the children of Jacob, who is real. It is also about Adam, and the atom, and the 12 nucleus. And it's also about awakening you in your mind. So there's only a small portion of your brain that you use. I believe that that is going to come alive, all the rest of it. And this is about the third temple too. The third temple is already built. It is us. I don't know if you know about construction much, but when you're constructing a temple, it takes a great deal of organization. And we are the temple of God. We're the body of Christ. And in this construction process, we have been put through the fire. Each brick, each one of us, to the point where we won't break. To make sure this temple will never come down ever again. So what they did is they reset everything, and then they pretended, some people claimed the land, and they pretended to be God's children, but they're not really. And then they swapped the real children around and put them all with satanistic, evil people. They've told us many lies. They've rewritten history, changed all the times and the places. We've got people who are ruling who are not royal. Okay. And this is a annihilation of an attempted annihilation of the human race. Now, what they've tried to do is get us all to take this injection and have the same process as the Satanists, where they take your body, mind, and soul. They've decided to take your mind, body, and soul without your consent, basically. And they're coming for it. And this goes for everybody, whether you're a child of God or not. If you're listening to me, they're coming for everybody's consciousness. It's a REM, remote access, using electricity, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, vaccinated people, phones, mirrors, routers, TVs, appliances, since the 5G was rolled out, and all of that. Because it is about open reach. Open reach is BT. And there's an open reach into your mind. And it is a transfer of your consciousness to replicate you. Okay? It is very serious. What and how do they do that? Well, first they send someone into your life. If they can't break you through breaking your heart and destroying your life financially, then they will send in people to come and stay at your house, make modifications, and they will put nano in your water, even more than normal. They will fan you with nano. They will put an area on the next door's house. They'll hire everybody around you to participate in this secret operation, which is actually conducted by the monarchy of England, because they're ruling illegally. They do not have authority here anymore. And they know their time is up. So they point an aerial, usually at your bathroom and your smart meter. And this is a hack of any smart technology that is in your home. A lot of the technology is kitted out with smart technology in the background that you're not aware of and has been running for many years. But with the 5G, it's much more accessible because they're tracking everybody through their devices, their phones, and everything else. Mirrors are not what you thought they were. Mirrors can be used to transport people. This is a technology Very, very advanced. You know why they tell you never to break a mirror? Because they give you 7 years bad luck. Because they're actually portals. All right. This is my belief. All right, so once they've got control of your smart meters, your fire alarms and all that, they basically can see everything through the wiring, which constructs itself as like a neural network to your brain. Your washing machine is a type of amplifying gramophone. You know Stargate? Do you know what Stargate is? All right. So on the movie Stargate, you can go through a portal, can't you, and go to a different land. All right. We have this world, which is this reality, and we can see the 3D. We can't see past that. But what if I told you that through doing certain things, that a portal can be opened inside you to transport your consciousness to another place using washing machines, fridges, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, aerials, smart meters, the grid, and everything else. Okay. Have you noticed that many people are changing? Yes. Why? How? Well, their consciousness. What they do is they get the consciousness to a certain level, and when they don't need the person anymore, they get rid of them. If they've taken their injection, they're following the beast. This is the mark of the beast. Do you need a chip in your head? No, you don't. Once you've had your injection, that thing constructs around your body. Can you repent? Yes, you can. If you sell your soul, can you still be saved? I believe you can. Yes. It says it in the Bible. Okay. So, those people who follow the beast, they belong to the beast. But those people who follow God, they belong to God. So now it's a war between the beast system and the people of God. And we're being hunted in this way. Yes. So it's a very serious matter because the real children of God are being hunted. They're being terrorized. They're being raped. They're being hacked. They're being stalked. And they're being tortured with military-grade weapons by people hired to come and live near them or who already live near them. Lots of foreigners in England. I'm just giving you an example of England right now. And they are all skilled in operating this system. And I'm not making it up. I know they know how to do it. Why do I know that? Well, because I rent properties out. And I found that the occupants from foreign places do certain things that stop the radiation, like they already know. And I've tried the things that they've done. I thought, well, that's strange. Why doesn't this light switch off? It doesn't radiate so heavily in this room. Might try that at home. And there's so many things. Putting a shower head inside a bucket. Putting a plant in the bath. No radiation. Why? So very interesting. So there are basically microwave weapons that are being used. And they are, like electricity, invisible. Just like a microwave is. The same frequencies are being used for 5G as a microwave. And you can clean jewelry with microwave weapons, and you can also cook someone's brain. When you cook someone's blood and it's inside them, it congeals and the heart stops and you have a heart attack or a stroke. So the idea, as I say, is to take your consciousness and steal it. How do they do that? Well, they break into the victims' houses and they make modifications to the house. They adapt the washing machine and the fridge and make it into a type of microwave fridge washing machine. Where like for my bed has a washing machine vibration that vibrates in my private areas. Right. And then I also have shaking of the bed, vibrating, and also on the floor. And how do they do that? Well, it's not really the floor that's vibrating. And it's not me that's vibrating either. It is a frequency that is vibrating against my body, and it's causing this reaction because we all pulsate at a frequency. And if you point a frequency at somebody, then you can make them pulsate at a different frequency. You can also read their mind. But you can also separate someone's consciousness from their body and their soul. This is a body snatch, a soul snatch, and a consciousness snatch attempt. And they've succeeded on a lot of people. So they do it so that they point an aerial at the house, and they also use microwave lights, which are very bright. Blue lights on the main roads, which are actually also cameras, and all connected through Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and to activate people's phones and people. I'm trying to explain it as best I can. And so if the aerial's pointed and the lights are in place and they've got all the access to your phone and it's creating a link, and they pulsate the property. So you'll lie in bed and the bed is shaking. And it is actually the bed shaking. So I found. Because there's an amplifier that they fit into the walls, and also little speakers. And I found those, so I know I'm not lying. And they will use intercoms. They will use your own phone as a microphone and as a speaker. Because they always take over those areas because they can radiate you through the sounds coming in and out of your phone. And they do it through photos as well and camera. They modify the files and upload apps and new software updates to your phone to read your mind. It's called the brain interface, and I've had it on my phone. Okay, so I'm not imagining it, all right? And they hack you, obviously, through all of the different things on your phone. SIM card. You can't have a SIM card. They'll just set up a fake telephone mast. Wi-Fi. If you're going to use your own Wi-Fi, it's going to become like a public Wi-Fi, and you're going to need a VPN, and you're going to need a DNS server, and you're going to need to configure your IP and delete them, and if you can hide your Wi-Fi, you'll have to do that as well. It's impossible. It's a full-time task. And so what I found is they'll point the aerial, it'll pulsate the house, then the lights have to come in, so they'll do it through windows, and it can go through one wall as well. So then it goes to your smart meter, and they also do it through the water with the nano inside, and it activates it all because it's like a living structure. It's parasitic. And if you've consumed water or breathed in this oxygen that they're spraying us like bugs, then it starts to construct inside you. They'll also come in and do the home invasions and rape victims, and also damage property, and get access to physical phones and SIM cards, and clone your phone and clone your SIM card so that you can't have a normal life. And then when you're shaking in your bed, they're actually setting it so that you are not in line with the Earth's core. and the frequencies of Earth, so that when you get up in the morning, they can point something at you, a frequency, and it will give you a headache, give you a backache, a neck ache, and then also they get things to bite you, which also then construct themselves. So this stuff then constructs inside your body and becomes a neural pathway operating system, and it's a body snatch. But it's also a consciousness snatch, because they're reading your mind through the lights, they're sending frequencies to you and taking it from you. And then when they've got quite far down this development phase, if you're MK Ultra, they would have done a deal with the people who are bringing you up to put you in an REM sleep, so that they could meet you without you being, visibly being taken from the house. And the way they do that is just like alien abductions, which are also part of this, because aliens are demons. So the whole thing about UFOs is them doing deals with demons. Okay. So you need to get up to speed. And they can take people from their beds and their houses with an alien abduction, which is actually the government, which is also demons, because it's demons now running everything, because they're occupying the bodies. They've taken over all the leaders by doing what I'm saying. And it's shaking the body to a point where it's not aligned with itself, to disjoint it. And they press a button, and you go to sleep in your bed, and you wake up in a deep underground military base. They wipe your memory, you go back to your bed, and you wake up in your bed, and you're exhausted, because they've done all sorts of things to you in the deep underground military base in your REM sleep state. And it's also trauma-based mind control. And it's a very serious thing, and it's happening to all the children of God. And it's conducted by the King of England and his government. So I've been told by the Lord. And I, for one, have had enough of it. You don't have a right to do this to me or my brothers and sisters, or anybody else. And I'm not happy about it, because I understand what they're doing. And so it's a complete invasion of someone's privacy. What they like to do is to do it full time, every second of every minute of every hour of every day, so that you've got bad neck, bad back, because of the things, their frequencies they're pointing at you, that you can't concentrate, you can't think, you can't talk to God anymore, because they're switching off the ability. This is open reach into your brain. Wake up. It's serious. And then what happens is you lose control of any part of your life, because you're not getting any sleep. We've got victims being raped every day, because they're hiring drug cartel type people to break into people's houses and vandalize their vehicles and make sure they can't earn a living, because they're hacking every email, they're taking over every telephone number. You now got some pervert who's basically fawning over you, watching you in your bathroom, listening to every conversation that you're having, and also taking all your phone calls, and often phoning you on your own number like they do to me. Just so I know that they know that I know that they're, invading my life. And so then when you try and call the police, they get you arrested and put in jail or in a mental hospital. But the thing is, it's happening to so many people that it's not an imaginary thing. So there's no such thing as schizophrenia. This is a war between demons and real people. Okay? And it's a war for your soul. So there's never been a better time to come to Jesus, because you need to know who your master is. Because time's up. Okay, so it's very serious what's happening. And it's actually very hard to believe. I wouldn't believe what I'm saying unless I'd gone through it. Now, I'm not the only one who's going through this. So There's lots of us. So, and if you're listening to me and you're a victim, I want to interview you. I'm building up my case files and I want to find out who our real parents are. I have a very good understanding of this technology, how it works, and I want to take it down. But because the government who operate it are denying that this technology exists and won't regulate it, of course, either, because the same people who make this technology and are hunting us down are the same people hacking, stalking, raping victims like me, but also they're also the police. And these are the adrenochrome drinkers. These are the people who have hunting parties and put people back into the food chain. I mean, they're taking living organs from people in hospital. The gloves are off. These guys don't really care whether you know. They've told you with the World Economic Forum and the WHO that soon you won't be able to breathe. It's going to be a criminal offense to be homeless. So this is another thing they've done, is they've gone after the children of God in this way so that their lives collapse and they end up homeless. And then they hunt them down as homeless people as well. So anyway, we need to take the system down. And by all means, don't believe me. But it's not going to stop it from being real. The Bible's true. God's real. The devil's real. We're in a war right now for your soul. Okay? I talk about strategies to take this down, and I also talk about strategies on how to stop the radiation and the 5G from affecting you. Yeah? And, I mean, obviously, I don't want to have to live in a place where I've got to shield every wall with anti-radiation fabric and paint, and wear anti-radiation sunglasses, and move my bed around and keep lifting up my bed to try and disjoint their equipment. It's too much for a civilian. This is military attack against civilians. This is a terrorism. And like for me, every time I go to the charity shop, my neighbor from next door is at the charity shop. Now, come on, that's not imaginary. And it can't be a coincidence that he would be at the charity shop every time I go there and only buy something for 20 pence. And I've got neighbours gagging at the door as soon as I go out. My door has got all of the rubber loose on the front door because they leave the door open every time I go out. Nobody sees it happen. Of course they do, because they're the ones doing it. Okay? And they could take control of smart meters. And they put stuff in the water. And then they activate it. And these are perverts. We need to stop this. Some of the people who have reported who they work for, with the stalkers, they get paid £10,000 a week. How? Well, because they're buying and selling adrenochrome at a local level now. Because people have sold their souls. People who sold their souls are no longer living, they're dying. They have to feed themselves to keep alive. Their soul's not there, and now they're occupied by demons. And the flesh is dying. It's all our leaders have been replaced with clones and copies, occupied by demons. That's why the annihilation of the human race is happening. Because people are just too dumb to wake up. You need to wake up. Okay? Please. This is a slavery system. Complete slavery. When you're born, you're sold. Your parents. Parenting. Wake up, please. It's all in the words anyway. So, the Bible can confirm everything I've said, and so can the words. So if you want to know the truth, read the Bible. Pray to God. This is the revelation of Christ. This is the final days. But it isn't the end. It's only the beginning. For those who have eyes to see and ears to hear. So, people die for lack of knowledge. It's only because they haven't read the Bible. They don't understand it all. I'm going to start doing live shows once a week on Fridays for targeted individuals to come online and have a chat. I also am looking for assistance to try and find out who the real children of God's parents are, and also coming up with a plan to take this system down. If you're a targeted individual, you will be shadow banned. You will have special gifts. You'll be different. Yeah. But nothing and no one can defeat you, and no one can separate us from our God, our Father. And no one can stop God's plan for your life. If you're alive today, then give yourself a pat on the back. All right, then. It is serious. It's very hard to explain it. I know it sounds unbelievable. I know it does. I know it does. But it's not a lie. It's the truth. We need to round up the body of Christ, and only ways through love and unity can we take this system down. It isn't a competition. This is about the truth, the life, and the light of Jesus Christ. All right. If you've got any questions, just ask. It's very hard to explain it. I'll try and do more videos to explain it more. And I'll also do videos of the aerials and the equipment. Oh yes, and there's all the drains as well that they dig up. And there's little boxes they put on all of the lights and things all around. But if they haven't activated this stuff in your home, then you won't notice it. So it's only the people who are targeted who are currently under this attack, but it is coming for everyone. Because they want to control your mind and what you think. They don't like us. I don't know if you know, but in the Bible it tells us that the devil hates us, and so do his children. Okay? So, please listen to me. Please. It's not normal for us to be such enslaved people. Okay. You can email me admin@godfm.org.uk or +44 0777 355 And you can find me on Podbean, Spotify, Amazon, Samsung, Chrome. We're on YouTube, and we're on X and Apple. Telegram as well. God FM News, God FM New, and God FM Radio. And yeah, I'm talking about the MK Ultra. And about everybody waking up, please. And how they do everything. Okay. Have a wonderful day. It's Ayesha from God FM. Take care.